Everyone, it's earnings season, baby. Let's get this party started. We are kicking off, and we have a lot of earnings, and more than enough to cover in just 5 stocks. So we decided to do top 10 earnings. Way we're going to do this segment is I have earnings for 10 stocks Brad and I both like and that we're interested in watching this week. We'll give you the earnings per share. I'll ask Brad for predictions. And this is just for fun, but more importantly, what I'm going to give you the opportunity to say, Brad, is you're going to have to tell me when I give you the stock for earnings, are you buying into earnings?
Yep.
Are you selling before earnings? Or are you holding through earnings? So buying, if you're in, obviously you stay in, right. You could add to it. But the point is, if you're in it, are you staying in it? So you got to give me buy, sell, or hold. Are you able to give me predictions as well?
Yeah, okay. I can do that.
Also, speaking of stocks that we like, if you're liking this live stream right now, give us that thumbs up, by the way.
All right, so 10 stocks. First stock we have is American Express, which I am still in. Earnings Friday, pre-market, July 23rd. Estimated earnings per share is $1.58. Brad, what is your estimate, and is it a buy, sell, or hold?
It is a hold and buy if you don't have it. I think this is going up. The travel demand is what's going to benefit American Express the most, and we're seeing a lot of that come back. I think they come in at around $1.72.
Got it. And to be clear, my apologies. Buy is like adding on to it. So, because buy and hold is the same thing.
Okay, yeah.
So buy is like high conviction.
Right. So
hold is like...
yeah, buy in the weakness on this thing.
Okay, cool. And sorry, what was your prediction?
$1.72.
Got it. All right. DHI, DR Horton, one you really like. Earnings Thursday, pre-market. Estimated earnings per share is $2.81.
This is one that I think is probably going to be a hold. Okay. We've seen a lot of rockiness with the markets as far as housing market's concerned. I don't think it's going away. Demand's still insanely crazy. The interest rates are still right around the crazy lows at this point. So I don't think that goes away. But I think that the only way we solve a supply issue as far as the housing market is concerned is just to build more houses, and we're seeing that happen. So I think that it is still a hold. It's definitely not a sell at this point, but I would be a little bit cautious going into earnings this week.
All right. What was your prediction for that?
I'm sorry. What was that?
281.
I think they do beat earnings coming in at 302.
Got it. Ooh, our good friend Sam Adams. We've talked about really the beverage industry in general, the supplier, not necessarily hospitality, but actually specifically the suppliers and how they did during the lockdown, but then still continue to dominate. Sam Adams is one that we've been talking about that's continue to dominate.
Yeah.
They have earnings after hours Thursday. Estimated earnings per share is $6.85.
Yeah, I think that we've seen hospitality come back like crazy. People are going out to eat. People are spending time in restaurants. I think that Sam Adams comes in at over $7 a share as far as earnings are concerned. I think this is definitely a hold. I don't know. Again, we're starting to get to a point with some of these ones that have gone up so high that I'm wondering if they have gone up too high or they've gotten a little bit ahead of themselves. I think Sam Adams could be one of them, but I don't know if I would want to be completely out of it if I was in it already. So I would just hold this one.
The next one, number 4, you really like. That's ASML. Earnings pre-market on Wednesday. Estimated earnings per share, $2.93.
Yeah, so this one, guys, if you're not familiar, it is a chip play. It is a semiconductor play. If we believe that the worst of the semiconductors are behind us, which I do, and we've been talking about this for the last several weeks, I think that they do. It's worth holding on to. I do think that there's some risk that as far as impact on the shortage has had. So I think this is more or less of a hold. I think I'd be cautious buying this before earnings. Their estimated earnings was $2.93, so I think they come in at around $3.10.
And did you say hold?
Yes.
$3.10.
Yeah.
All right. At number 5, we have Honeywell. Earnings are Friday pre-market. Estimated earnings per share, $1.94.
So with Honeywell, I think that with the industrials, the value plays, the epicenter type stocks that we've talked about, they're probably going to continue to do well in the second half of this year. So I think Honeywell is definitely going to beat earnings. They usually do. I'm going to say around $2.10. I would buy this going into earnings, or I would add to this on weekdays. And then also, I think I'd be confident in buying Honeywell before earnings.
Nice. And I think Honeywell is a good inflation stock, in my opinion.
Good hedge against inflation, sure.
Number 6, one stock I've particularly liked, well, Netflix.
I was going to say, I can pitch them to you if you want.
No. One that I've liked.
Okay.
Recently, I've been more bullish on. I don't want to say I've always liked it because there was a time where I wasn't as bullish on it.
Yeah.
But earnings per share after hours on Tuesday. Estimated earnings per share are $3.15.
So for me, I think that Netflix, it's tough, man. I'm not going to say sell. It's going to be a hold. Definitely not buy because it's very risky. This is probably going to be a really tough quarter for Netflix, especially if we're seeing more people get out and do things. They're not going to be in their house watching, streaming, or probably not even signing up. Watch out for the next quarter, though, because I think that that's when we start to see a little bit more of an uptick with Netflix. But I think that this will be more or less of a hold, and I would be cautious about holding this, too.
I think, so do you have predictions for these or no?
Sorry.
Because I can give you my predictions.
Yeah, let's do that because these were kind of more.
Yeah, I brought these. So I said 323. I think they may miss on this one, or I wouldn't be surprised. I have a slight beat. I'm a little bit worried that they could miss, but I'm really bullish on this. I'd probably wait and see after earnings, but I think that they're going to have a great move over the next 3 months, particularly because they have so much content coming out.
Yeah.
And so I agree with you the next quarter. The question is, do they guide towards the next quarter saying we expect a monster quarter, or do they not play it kind of conservative and let next quarter blow out? There is no doubt in my mind they're going to blow it out next quarter.
Yeah.
The following earnings, because there's so much original content and seasons that are renewing, they just started. So we're going to see the impact of that in their subscriber base.
Don't forget the gaming side of things too that they just announced last week.
Online gaming, which is awesome.
Yeah.
And I think that's a smart move. Doesn't matter if they win or not long term. The fact that they're trying to get new revenue stream, I think it's smart for them.
Yep.
Number 7, we have CMG Chipotle, one company we love. Tuesday after hours, they report earnings. $6.50 a share. I'm just going to give my estimate. My prediction is $6.89. I feel pretty confident they beat. This will be a record quarter, which speaks to Chipotle. Is it a buy, hold, or sell for you?
For me, this is a buy. This is a buy in the weakness, and I think that they do blow this out as well. The demand for just eating out again and I think the in-store sales is what's going to really kind of be explosive for Chipotle this quarter. So I like them as a buy.
And number 8, Coca-Cola. They have earnings Wednesday pre-market. Estimated earnings per share is 56 cents a share. I think it's slightly beat, which they typically do slightly beat. They never really outperform large like that.
Yeah.
62 cents is what I have. Buy, hold, or sell.
It's always a hold. Coke's one of those things that you just hold it. I mean, you're looking for income from Coke anyway. So
absolutely. Southwest, one I'm particularly interested in. We saw Delta perform really well after report a great earnings last week.
Yeah.
They have earnings Thursday pre-market, and their earnings are a loss of 25 cents a share. I have them at a loss of 12 cents a share. I think it's enough for them just to guide positive the next quarter, which they will. I'd be really surprised if they don't guide positive.
Yeah.
But given Delta's earnings and how bullish the CEO was talking, Southwest is in a better position.
Yeah.
I said a couple weeks ago that the concern was like, you have one of the best CEOs that's stepping down. I think that hinders them a little bit because there's a lot of uncertainty around, the next person in charge. Gary Kelly, the CEO of Southwest, to me is the clear-cut best CEO in the airline industry, one of the best CEOs in any of the publicly traded companies. So that's going to hurt when a guy like that steps down. However, I'm not worried about Southwest. Loss of 12 cents a share, buy, hold, or sell.
That is a buy. I think also to just kind of piggyback on that a little bit, the CEO of Delta mentioned that they saw a path of profitability next quarter. So I'm going to go out on a limb and say that Southwest comes in positive this quarter.
I really wanted to, but good call. I think that's a good call. Last, but certainly not least, to me, perhaps the biggest sleeper stock and one of the most underrated stock, number 10, Crocs.
Yeah.
Crocs has earnings. I don't think it gets talked about enough. We've had it on our channel Thursday, pre-market. Estimated earnings per share is going to be $1.56, which I believe also would be a record if they beat. I have them It would be a record. I have them coming in at $1.72.
People forget that Crocs is very deep in the medical field.
And in the hospitality.
And the hospitality, right. So, I mean,
of the
I think
house.
that demand there is going to continue to rise as well. I mean, we saw how retail numbers were skyrocketing. We saw that retail sales went up for the month of June. We saw how Nike blew out their quarter. So I think just the industry itself is going to continue to do well. Crocs falls right into that.
Buy, hold, or sell.
That is a buy.
Nice. I think it's so underrated.
Yeah. And it's gone up a ton. Let's be clear.
It has gone up a ton.
But this is one of those instances where I think you could buy high and sell higher.
Yeah, absolutely. Guys, those are our top 10 stocks, earning stocks that we're watching this week. Who knows? Maybe in our top 5 stocks, there's going to be a couple more in there. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell if you want more content like this. We give our top 5 stocks every day before the market opens. Just like this, a breakdown fundamental, what we like, why we're watching it. If you want that free daily watch list, click on the description, link in the description. That'll take you to onthechaos.com where you can get the free watch list. Moving on, make sure you guys stay around for the live streams this week. If you guys aren't familiar, we go live every Monday through Thursday, 3:30 p.m. Eastern time. One of these stocks tomorrow,
Yes.
I'm going to bring to the table, and I'm going to tell you some stuff that's going to blow you away. And one of these stocks has quickly come up to one of my top 3 conviction plays, and we're going to break that down. I'm not going to give it away. I'm going to tease you guys a little bit, but make sure you stay tuned, and I'm sure you won't guess which stock that one is.